Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America on YouTube, and a top Democrat, he just laid waste to Joe Biden. And it was, well, kind of interesting to see. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. So, Dean Phillips, who's challenging President Joe Biden for the Democrat nomination in one of the longest of long shot candidacies in history, he's got virtually no chance of defeating him, said something interesting when he talked to MSNBC anchor Kristen Welker. He said he thinks that Joe Biden and this idea that Joe Biden is inevitable is actually a threat to democracy. It's a favorite thing they like to say against Trump, but now it was said against Biden. Let's take a look.
So let's start right there. Last time you and I spoke, you said that you are not taking on President Biden. You're not running against him. You told me that, and now you're calling him an unelectable threat to democracy. What has changed?
Well, that is unelectable. I mean, the data is showing every single poll coming out right now, Kristen, every one is showing him falling further behind, his approval numbers at historic lows. And I'm trying to generate a wake-up call to Democrats that we have a real problem here. And rather than stifling and suppressing competition, we should be encouraging it. That's why I spent the better part of a year encouraging other candidates to enter the race. The water's warm. We need to practice democracy now. And I want to make something clear. The president is not a threat to democracy, but running and suppressing other candidates is a threat when you are behind in the polls like he is, and frankly, to disenfranchise voters in Florida and North Carolina, which is what has happened in the last 2 weeks, is also a risk. And I'm pointing out the fact that we should be practicing democracy, not stifling it.
Just to be clear, you are saying because you think he's unelectable, you believe he's a threat to democracy. So you're ultimately still calling him a threat to democracy.
I will say those who are propagating this delusion that he will beat Donald Trump, they collectively are a threat to democracy. I'm just going to call it like I see it. And that's what the country is saying in every single poll. And if we don't wake up soon, Kristen, we're going to be in for a tragedy. And this time we know it. 2016, we couldn't believe it. This time we better believe it. And that's the truth. I just want to make it clear. He is not a threat. He's a good man and someone I respect. But this delusion that he can win is a threat to democracy, yes.
Can you have it both ways? I mean, I know you're being very careful with your wording, but can you have it both ways? I mean,
yes.
Why not just say it, that you think he's a threat because he's unelectable?
Because I think he's being deluded by others telling him that he's the only one that can win, and if not him, who? And the fact is, we should be practicing a thoughtful primary right now. That's why we have primaries, to identify the candidate who is best positioned to win. That's why I'm saying let's get to May or June, and let's see what the polls say. If they say that President Biden is suddenly ahead of Donald Trump and I'm behind, I'll pack it up. I'll get behind him 100%. Conversely, if the polls show that I am ahead of Donald Trump and President Biden is behind, I think he should do the same thing.
Let me ask.
Now, the Democrats have absolutely shut down democracy on their side. There will be no vote for, who's going to be the primary, nominee for the Democrat Party. There's no race. Biden's it. Nobody is allowed to challenge him, even though this one man is. And I think that, shows how serious they are about protecting democracy. So it's a lot of hypocrisy about their democracy. I want to know what you guys think about this, so please let me know in the comments. Also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. I'm Carmine Sabia for Explain America on YouTube. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.